Day of Christmas.
And no one's ready yet. But do we want to introduce our topic about...
No, we're not ready to introduce the topic.
Right.
I'm talking to you about the holiday season. Are you enjoying the holiday season?
Yeah, starting to. I'm a late bloomer every holiday
Do you decorate the outside of your house?
Yeah, if a certain Ms. Tesorier is listening, don't call in. I'm lucky because my wife does most of the decorating, even outside, whoever's listening.
It is good to be Scott Forcino.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's so into it. She's so festive and full of cheer, so she takes it on herself.
Yes, I do the decorating at my house, too. I love to decorate. I do the whole thing. Are you a white lighter? Or
all white light, and I do get the tree. Went on a tree expedition.
Nice. Nice. We have an ongoing battle in my house. Everyone wants colored lights, and I'm a white lighter. And since I'm me, guess what we have?
White.
That's what you would think, right? Yes, we do have white lights in the living room, but in the family room we have colored lights, so I have to make people happy. You know, I'm easy to get along with.
Yeah, I've heard.
Sometimes. So what's your favorite holiday cartoon?
Rudolph's Shiny New Year. I guess when he
Rudolph's Shiny New Year, not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Do you do this just to be
No,
different?
I don't know. Is that the same thing?
It is not the same thing. I mean, it's the same character. But is that truly your favorite
Yeah, Rudolph.
cartoon?
The abominable thing.
That would be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, the
okay.
Bumble, Bubbles Bounce.
Yes. Mine is A Year Without a Santa Claus. A lot of people don't even know that one.
Oh, Kris Kringle in there. As a young Kris Kringle.
And Heat Miser.
That's a rare one.
It is a rare one. I really do like that one. But you like Rudolph. Do you know the story of Rudolph?
No, I don't know if it was a true story.
Yes, it was a true story.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Yes, reindeers flies. I can't even.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I know this.
They want you to sing it.
Let me ask you this, a little bit of reindeer trivia. What is a reindeer? Do you know?
I don't know.
A reindeer is a caribou that's been domesticated.
Okay.
I knew that.
That's very good. Mm-hmm. You got me today.
I spent time on a glacier, so I know that.
I'm not even going to go there. I don't want to know. I do not want to know. Anyway, there is a story to the Rudolph story that is not a true story, but the story behind the guy who wrote the story of Rudolph. And his name was Robert May. And the reason I bring this up is because Robert May was an employee of Montgomery Ward. And every single year I send out an email to everyone I know telling this story because I think it's such a beautiful story. And what it is he was... Are you timing me?
No,
you want to get to our topic, right?
Okay,
you don't want to know about Robert May?
Montgomery Ward.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So he was hired to come up with a story so that they can put this in a poem and give it out to all of their customers. And he did it, but he didn't have the rights to Rudolph. So when he did the story, they sold something like $2.4 million in 1939, and he couldn't capitalize on it, and his wife was very sick, and he was up to his ears in medical bills. So he went to Montgomery Ward, and he said, is there any way that you can turn the rights over to me? And what do you think they told him?
Yes.
They told him yes. Isn't that nice?
It's a true Christmas miracle.
That's a very true Christmas miracle. And that is the true story behind Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which I like.
All right.
Go ahead, introduce our topic because you're pacing here.
Well, I'm standing and thinking that, our audience wants to hear what are the purposes and pitfalls of attempting to sell your home during the holiday season.
And I was just trying to give you a lead-in to talk about the
I got
holiday
it. Well,
season
some people
for
have
our
reindeer
topic.
on their lawn.
Yes, they do put reindeer on their lawn.
And
is that a good idea when you're selling your house to have decorations outside?
I think so. It shows the house at its best light. It's festive. People are usually a little bit happier. I mean, there's a lot to this subject, but I think that your house looks great. Yes, the pool isn't open and the grass isn't green, but you have a lived-in look. It's what I think the next buyer should anticipate.
Well, a lot of people say that the spring market, the house looks the best, and even in the summer it looks even better because everything's in full bloom. Mm-hmm. But what the research says is that houses look best in the winter. I'm not sure I agree with that.
I don't agree because
I don't agree with that.
Drab. It's no leaves. Although I had a discussion with
Tim
Tim
winter wonderland.
in the middle of summer, wouldn't you like to see a house with a fireplace on and the snow
And
blanket.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Right, so there's a lot of knocks, if you notice, in the spring market for houses that still have snow. They think, oh, this house isn't selling, so maybe you got to time it. If it's baseball season, that's April, then you shouldn't maybe have
That
snow.
was a knock to me, wasn't it?
you shouldn't have your snow anymore. However, if we're in the middle of summer, then maybe you should have the snow. Not to say that the house hasn't sold since the new year, but to say here's what a house will look like next winter: snow.
Okay.
And
So what
fire.
I have experienced when I was out listing and selling was when you went into a house and they had the beautiful pictures of the house, or even the ones that you see online, they'll show the house in the springtime. You know, maybe it is springtime, but they'll also show a picture of what it looks like in the winter. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. I had an argument with my friend Tim about that. He didn't think that in the summer you should ever show a fireplace going. I think you should, because they're certainly not going to see it.
I think I said you shouldn't lead with that, and you should have a current picture before you.
Maybe to compliment it all.
Alrighty, guys. No fighting in the studio. Okay, so let's talk about what is the best thing that you can do.
Well, I mean,
as
tell me
far
if you agree
as
with me.
listing.
The current or the traditional or the, I guess, mainstream view is that you don't want, or sellers don't think, maybe hearkening back to a prior time, that it's a good thing or that they want it. What are some of the reasons you think?
That they want what?
They don't want to list during the holiday season. The holiday's been like, I guess, from Thanksgiving to maybe Valentine's.
Right.
Even.
Most sellers will say, no, I'm not. I want to sell my house, but I'm not ready to do it now because the holidays are here. Let's wait until after January
Why
and
they
put
say
the
that?
house on the market then. Well, they say it for a lot of reasons. One, they feel that a lot of people will be coming in and out, and they have to. Their home is decorated. They don't want to have to worry about that. It's winter time. They're coming in with their boots on and there's snow and all this other stuff. And, you know, they don't want to mess up all the decorations
They don't
around
want
the
to be
house.
bothered.
They don't want to be
If they have
bothered
family
during
over.
the exactly. You know, you have, you know, aunts and uncles and cousins that come from far away and they're staying over at the house. And who wants to have to get up early, make the bed, and show the house? You know, so there's a lot of reasons why they're saying no. And they also think, what's the point of putting it on the market now when no one's going to come and look at it? It's the holidays. Who's going to be out there looking?
Well, that is the traditional thought, but I think that from our experience and our reading, that really is incorrect in these days.
I agree.
I think everything turned to an always-on mentality. Big part of that
Always-on mentality, meaning because
the buyers
of the internet?
are because of tablets and smartphones and.
I want to look at a house now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I can do that. And I can look at a house on Christmas morning, and I can look at a house in the middle of July. It doesn't matter.
It used to be that you had to almost bother a person, the realtor, to get it done. So you had to bother the realtor, then the seller.
Right.
Now you have to bother neither. It's all on you.
Well, that's if you're doing it virtually. So if I'm home and I'm looking at it on the internet, I can do a virtual tour and I can look at all the photos, and I'm looking at the house at any time I want. But we're talking about people coming into the house. Are those the real buyers that are looking on
Those
the
are the real
internet
buyers.
at that time?
That's what the seller, I think, should be made to understand. That if clients said, should I have the house on over the holidays, I would say, yes, definitely, because if it's not on, then it can't be seen by virtual buyers.
Yes.
People searching. When there's been a surge, as noted, on these listing syndication sites, Realtor.com, Zillow, where people are searching like crazy, and if they're serious, what's good about it is they could get rid of the ones, I don't like that one, I don't like that ranch, I don't like that area. So if they come, they're kind of into it. Plus, I think you have to take the buyer who comes during the holidays. They're interrupting their holidays. They could be doing 100 other things, skiing, relaxing. They're more sincere. They're more looking for a house.
So you're saying that the buyer that is out there looking during the holiday season is a much more serious buyer.
Definitely, they're motivated.
I agree with you. I 100% agree
And
with you.
one more point on that, the buyer is in a worse position, so the seller should really enjoy that leverage in that there's many fewer homes and there's a scarcity. So if I'm the seller, and there's been studies shown that the list price to the sales price list price is higher because you have less competition.
Right.
So you can tell the buyer, listen,
And now
this
there's
is
a
the one
supply
thing.
and demand going on.
Right.
Absolutely. I agree. We have a caller on the line. Deborah, are you with us?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Victoria.
Oh, Deborah Camacho. I didn't think about the. I thought I recognized the voice. How are you?
Hey, good. Season's greetings.
Season's greetings to you. So Deborah is a realtor. And Deborah, where are you selling now? Are you selling in the Hudson Valley or in the city?
I am based out of Riverdale, covering Westchester, the Bronx, and doing a lot in Manhattan as well.
Fantastic. So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'd like to chime in on what Scott was saying in terms of traditional. And yeah, we do talk about the traditional market, spring market, winter market, but look, yesterday was 70 degrees, so I think traditional is out the window, seasonal-wise. But really, it's so true that the serious buyers are out this time of year. We certainly have less traffic, but at the same time, we have more meaningful traffic coming through, which is very important for the sellers, especially. And we are getting the question with people thinking of putting their house on the market that they just assume that they should wait for the spring market. But I always encourage them to go as soon as they're ready to list onto the market and as soon as they can show, because really the ball keeps rolling, and I would never tell anyone to hold it off the market unless there's something wrong with the house that needs to be repaired maybe for the spring.
Okay. So you said most people are thinking that the spring market is the best time to list their home.
Yeah.
And we've all been told that. Yeah. But if someone wanted to list today, you would not encourage them to wait for the spring. You would tell them to do that now. What is the main reason you would tell them to do that now?
I would do that because there are serious buyers out. Just because there might not be as much traffic, even if they have a buyer that might be taking off the holiday season from their sort of part-time job of looking for a house, which is what it becomes, they are usually staying at least a little bit plugged into what comes onto the market, either through their agent, keeping abreast of things, or whatever site they like to use. And if they see something that comes up that fits their needs, you'll be surprised. They will find the time to go out and look at the house. So I really don't think they're doing themselves any risk or losing out by waiting for spring.
Okay. See, I find that the buyers that are out there during the holiday season, usually they're working on some sort of a timeline. They have to find something before a certain date. You know, maybe it's for tax purposes, or maybe it's a job relocation, because January is the #1 job relocation month, and they need to transition, and if they haven't found a house yet, you know, November, December, they really need to get this moving, because they're going to be living in a hotel if they have to move out, you know, or at least a temporary housing.
Yeah, I just got a call today of a doctor that's being relocated coming in, and they need to choose a house this weekend.
Same?
They do not have the time. They have literally, you know, half a Saturday and a whole Sunday.
Right. And for that seller that's waiting for the spring market, they won't see that house. Yeah. Deborah, hold that thought. We're going to come back to you because we have to go to a break right now.
Great.
Have you ever been disappointed because something important you planned went wrong at the last moment? Doesn't that make